everyone, it is Susie, and I hope everybody's doing well. I am so glad to have another little project for our One Crafty Minute series. I want to do this really quick, and it is based off of a blog post I saw. I believe it was from Robin Smith, and I will actually put that link in the description box. I just thought it was so cute, and I am doing, we do a build a journal swap over at Sophie's Notes, and it runs for the length of the year. And anyway, this is a project that I decided to make for that swap, for the June swap. So I thought I would share it with you because it's fun and it's easy. It's kind of like the snippet paper roll. Fun, easy, quick, and doesn't take a lot, and you can use what you already have. So this here is the one I actually made for the swap over there, and it is just a little handmade bag, and I have filled it with some tags is what I have done. I've got about 8 tags here that I have filled it with, and I have 2 tags hooked to each other there. So it held about 8 tags is what it does. And it's just a fun, cute, and then they can actually keep the bag. So this one here I used my fabric scraps, or lace scraps and fabric scraps. And that is actually what Robin does on her her blog post. There's a video on that blog post, and I watched her video. And anyway, I have left the back plain, but just thought it was fun, cute. It'd be great for Happy Mail. And anyway, just thought I'd share it with you. So what I did was, I've just got a Plano lunch bag. Now these are the jumbo lunch bags. This is what they are. And you just simply take it and you fold it in half. So there is the base of your bag right there. And you can use, and I think she might have used the smaller ones, I don't know. But I wanted to use the bigger ones for mine. So this is kind of what the difference is. Of course, I love sewing, so for me, I'm going to sew the bag, but not necessary. You could stamp it. I know they even make stamps that look like stitching now. You could kind of stamp it and make it look like that. But here is just one that I simply took, and I just stitched around the bag is what I did, just one time. And then this one I took and I just stitched it all over, just kind of messy stitches, and I really like this look. So that was the look that I put on this bag, was just the messy stitching. And I actually even cut a little indent there. Now, I didn't on this one because I actually sewed my bag before. You kind of have to put that indent if you're sewing before you sew your bag. So anyway, I am going to use this bag right here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off a little bit of these, this excess here on my little threads. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate this, but on this one, instead of doing the fabric, I decided to do just some and I've even got this one kind of laid out on a bag because I didn't want to mess it up after I kind of got an idea of what I wanted to do. But I just grabbed a bunch of scraps is what I did. And I just started ripping my scraps. So this is what I kind of came up with. I had some stamp scraps. This is just a little piece that I'd got in the Hopeful Bird when she usually sends stuff in your order, some freebies. And so I had that, and I just had some photos already done of these vintage children, and just ripped scraps is what I basically did. And so what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to sew as I put these on this time. So I know that this one is going to go underneath it all. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a little glue on it and get it held down. I'm not going to try to glue it all down really well because, I don't know, I just like the, oops, you know what? I want it on the other side. Whew. I want this to, because this is not a sturdy side and this one is because of that flap. So this is the side I want to make a little sturdier. So I'm going to put it on this side. Okay, and then I had this kind of draping over the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over and I'm going to do a little stitching before I get everything kind of put on here. Okay, so I've kind of just did a little stitching, just went and got those stitched up. Then I kind of wanted that little glassine, vintage glassine. I think it's actually a mandolin strings that I had, one of the little bags to that. And I'm going to stick it there. Now I know I'm going to put her somewhere like this. What I'll do here is just add it like so. See, it's going to go kind of, put her down there. Let's see. They're just scraps, and it's just a good way to use up your scraps. So we're going to kind of do that. We'll put hope as an anchor. Okay, I think I got my plan here, so let's go ahead and start sticking. Okay. And I am going to stitch around this little gal here, but I'm going to do it once I have everything stuck down. I will sew around her. And we're going to kind of put her there. I was going to put this little girl somewhere as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this here. And I think I'm going to lay that kind of under, because I can pull that up a little bit. I'm going to lay that under. Yeah. Okay, just layer that kind of under the glassine there. There we go. All right. Okay, so there's that. And I'm just debating where I want to put this other little girl here. Kind of just debating. All right, so I think that's going to be kind of how I want it right here. So let's just go ahead and get it all stuck down. There's really no, you know, perfect way to do these. They're supposed to be a little messy. And so just using scraps. And we're going to put that little hope as an anchor right there. Okay. And let's see here. I also thought that possibly I may put a piece of lace in this. So I have this even if I wanted to put, wouldn't that be cute? I like that. Let's, yeah, I kind of like that. So maybe we'll put that right under her and stitch that down. And then let's grab maybe a little piece of this other type lace somewhere, and just add a little something like that. I think maybe something like that. Oh, I like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get stitched around the little girl. I'm going to come and I'm going to stitch this and hold it down. And I'll probably just run maybe just a portion of that somehow. Alright, then I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided against going on around this little girl here because I think with this stitching, it's enough. So here is the bag. So then to close it, and put handles on, you can either run your glue. Now I will probably just end up stitching this back down because I have so many rows of stitches anyway, it's not going to matter. But you could easily glue, but you'd need a good adhesive. So for the handles, all I have done is I have taken a piece of muslin like this, and I just simply, in so many spots, just took it and made knots. Just like that. That's what I did for the length of the size of the handle that I wanted. And then all you want to do is get this in here, and you'll have to be sure and use a good adhesive to hold that as well. But I'm just going to put the handles in here. Now I'm going to stitch it so they're going to be caught. And that is the handle for my little bag. And I will come and I'll just put a couple little tack here with my machine. So I'm going to do that, and then we will make a tag, and I have one already made, but we'll make a tag together to go in. Okay, so I have the handle sewed in now, and I have my little bag sewed shut, and all I did was just barely catch, because you want to be able to keep the opening you know, fairly wide, so I just barely catch the little handle in there, and then I just sew down the sides, and that's it. You don't really need to go across the bottom because it's already shut anyway. So here is one little tag I made. It actually just this little girl right here, and just did a little collaging, little sewing there. Might sew another little stitch there. And then I made a bigger tag here. But you could stuff those little bags with lace and just, you know, just all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to just use some more scraps here. These are just some scraps that I have in my little scrap box there. That's just a little piece of dyed paper that came in a freebie of some sort when I had ordered something. So, and I'm going to add just another little piece of paper there. And let's see. See, I'm not sure if I want to add the little paper up here. And the little lace down here maybe, or vice versa. I had it laid out with the paper on the bottom, but that's always subject to change there. So, I think I still like it. Oh, I might want it like that actually. That'll work too. Oh, I kind of like that, and it shows a lot of the writing on that paper. So let's go with that. I kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of hold that in place, and then I'll know where to put my picture, my image. Let's just put that there. Okay, and then we will stick her down, and then I will do the stitching on the photo. So okay. There we go. And I'm actually going to leave the string on this one. I'm not going to put a piece of seam binding or anything. Okay, so I'm going to do me a little decorative stitching. I'm going to stitch around the photo there, and I may just come across this a little as well. So, okay, so I just did a little sloppy stitching is what I did there for that, as well as this, instead of doing the decorative stitches. But what I did find when I was getting a vintage button, because I thought I would like a vintage button right there, I found these scraps that I had sewed before just on the grunge paper, and I thought, well, I kind of like that, so let's put it on there. So we're going to just add that on here is what we're going to do. Okay, and I'm going to add this little piece right here as well. Okay, let's just add. And then I wanted this vintage button, and I think I'm going to have to use my Fabri-Tac for the vintage button. Okay. Alright, so there are the tags. So we've got to let our Fabri-Tac dry. The little tag dried there. So I would just make a bunch of tags, and what I would do is just put them in my little bag. How fun. So I was so happy to run across that blog post. It was an absolutely fun project. You could always use it as a gift bag, especially coworkers, or if you wanted to like bundle maybe some kind of ephemera, just a bunch of ephemera, and bundle it up and maybe tie it with some twine or something. I mean, there is a lot of room in these little bags. So I hope that was a fun project for you, and I will catch you all in the next video.